Hi everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Rosemary. How are you?
Very well. How are you doing today? Hi Atal.
Doing?
Hi, Rosemary. How are you?
Very well. How
We're
about
doing
you?
good. I was a little confused by a different name. Asking to be let into the Zoom.
Oh.
Yeah, you're under Jana Bartlett.
Oh yeah, I logged in with a different Zoom. Oh. That was a
Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah.
It just always throws me off a little bit. You never know. So thanks for taking the time and for your interest in the position. I'm going to jump right into it. I did go through your resume. It's very impressive. You have quite a bit of experience, which is what we sort of need for this role. I'm going to sit in and maybe jump in at the end if he has any questions, but I'll just ask you, and please feel free to interject any questions you have. So tell me a little bit about when you design thumbnails or social media graphics in Canva, how do you make sure you stay on brand? And how are you taking that consistency throughout all of your designs?
Alright, so for the funnel, I actually use Keep Automation to design the funnels, and I basically use it for marketing and campaign. So now sometimes I have to like schedule the funnels. For example, if the messages or the emails are to like be scheduled for next week, I automatically schedule them, and so they're directly automated. And when it's time for the emails to be sent out, they are sent out directly to the right group of people. And also when it comes to graphic designing, I basically use Canva. And when designing, I make sure it corresponds with the brand's color and also speaks about the brand, because I believe one thing about design is talking about the brand. It should reflect what the brand stands for. So when designing, I make sure I understand what the client wants and what the brand stands for. So when designing the logo for their social media campaign or their social media graphics, it can speak about the brand.
Excellent. So in this position, we are looking for someone who's going to be Otto's right-hand person in just not only podcast production, but also someone he may need to bounce ideas off, and somebody he could depend on is going to be responsive. And I know you're in a different time zone, and you're okay working in I'm in an Eastern time zone, so I have to also work in a Eastern time zone. And often I'm like, right, everybody's confused.
Oh my gosh, I can relate.
Right, but so you'll be okay with our time zone. I know you have other clients in different time zones. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have instructions, whether they come from Otto, from me, from anybody else within the firm, because one of the things I do have to stress is we are a team, and many times we will reach across departments, if you will, and say, help us with this, right? Otto will reach across to the person who assists me, Maria, and say, oh, I need help with this. We don't always expect to check it. We sometimes will just say, oh, we need help. Rosemary can help us.
Okay.
So, okay. So, and how do you, if some instructions might be unclear, and we don't want to slow you down the project, how do you handle something like that?
All right. First of all, I don't know your method of communication, but I'm actually cool with Slack or via WhatsApp. That's fine. But one thing is, I would actually so I value clear and open communication. I believe communication is very important in any team at all. And I would also, listen to your concerns, share examples of how I can help and the changes I can make, and also try to work as team, collaborate, and ensure everyone feels supported, and also see my input and results.
So this role requires someone who notices problems early or change systems that might be lacking, or maybe an SOP is needed.
Okay.
And we love those, but we don't always have as much as we should. And I think that's the case in most businesses who are very busy all the time. But tell me, what naturally comes to you when staying organized? Like, if you have all of these tasks and all of these things to do, you're producing creative content for Otto, you're worried about podcasts getting out and getting ready on time. How do you prioritize and stay